So I just started in real estate quite a few years back, and this is one of my first projects that I had sold. The customer that I was dealing with, he really seemed like he wanted to go ahead and sell. So he had $50,000 to put on a new house, but he had to get this house sold first. So we go in there, we do the inspection, and everything seems okay. He wants to sell. We get a buyer to come in, the buyer agrees to it, we get everything going. That's when things started to get a little weird. We show up and there's little things wrong. And you know, the drain doesn't work correctly, the toilet isn't flushing correctly, when it all seemed to work before. So I go in there, you know, one day when the buyer's not there, and I check it out, and sure enough, the drain's clogged where it wasn't clogged before. So I kind of try to get my hand down there to see what it is, you know, trying to work it out, and I could see that there's something in there. It ends up being shards of metal. Looked like somebody had dumped it in the drain to try to impede the flow. So I'm working with it, trying to get my hand in there, not really thinking, I just want to get it out before the new buyer comes in and does his inspection. By this time, my hand's all bloody. You know, I got to take my shirt off. It's so bad, I don't even want to get it on my shirt. So I get all of the debris out of the drain, and I can tell it was somebody had just put it in there. Because if it had been in there before, the water would have, you know, effervescence on it or something, or would have rusted it, but this was brand new metal. I could only figure that it was the buyer, and that the buyer wanted to back out. I don't want to bring it up to him. So I go ahead and bring in it was the seller that did that. So I bring in the new buyer and with the seller, they're with us, and we go over and we put water down the drain, and it runs smoothly. There's no problems whatsoever. I get this look of exasperation from the buyer towards the seller, like, how did that happen? Well, obviously it was something that he did at the time, and I don't know why he would have wanted to back out, but it was on that day that I learned a big lesson that sometimes people don't always come up, you know, and are going to be honest with you the whole time. Still don't know to this day why he wanted to back out, but we did work things out, and the new buyer was completely satisfied with everything, but you just never know what's going to happen on down the line. So, lesson to be learned, trust your buyer, but always work with your seller too.